Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to talk about some different kinds of tools, some safety razors. So I've been a wet shaver since about 2010, and the community or the interest in that has grown vastly because there's many more razors available now than there were when I was kind of getting started. So I want to kind of talk about some of my kind of entry-level razors, kind of go over them, pros, cons, give you some size dimensions, and kind of why I got them. So my first razor I got was the Merkur MK23. I'll put a picture of that right here. I got that in 2010. Lasted me about 6 years till it broke right here. One day I was untwisting it, to use it, and this like thread, bolt, whatever, broke off and separated from the top cap. So that was the end of it. So I got 6 years of use out of it for about $30, and it worked well. That's kind of what I learned on. And then when that one broke, I actually then got the Future or Futar, whatever it's called. I'll put a picture of it. It was just way too big and bulky. I cut myself like crazy with it, so I returned it, and I ended up just getting these two instead. This is the Edwin Jagger. I believe it's the 89 or 98. I can't remember now what the model number was. DE89 is the model number. A very popular razor blade. I think on Amazon it's got about 3,500 reviews. It's a very widely recommended razor. I got that one. I got the 1904 Classic. So I'll kind of begin talking about the Jagger. So I've had this one since 2006, and it's been my predominantly go-to, most widely used razor up until maybe about a month ago, till I got a new one, which I'll talk about later on the video or another video, but it served me well. Nothing wrong with it. I actually think it's a great razor. But along with it, I also got this one just to try out kind of an open comb design. And this is the Merkur 1904. I found it to be pretty aggressive. At least it kind of cut me up. I think maybe because of the combs, but this is great for when you're trying to, if you let your facial hair grow out a little bit, and then you kind of, have a little bit more than like your typical, shave. This is where the open comb. So I use this selectively only when I kind of, went like a week or two without shaving. Then I'd use this one. But otherwise, I'd predominantly use this Jagger as my kind of everyday razor. And pre-COVID, when I had to go in the office, I shaved daily, if not every other day. But post-COVID now, I don't shave as frequently, but this was a good driver for me. This one I got just because it was on sale one day. It's a feather, razor blade. I only got it because I just wanted to kind of experience kind of a butterfly type opening system. So I think it was on sale one time on Amazon for like, I don't know, $15. I'm like, I just want to kind of, I just kind of want to see what this kind of design would feel like. So that's why I got that one. But this one's been by far my most widely used. So I'll first talk about this one a little bit more on good pros, cons. So length I think is pretty good, although I'm partial to like a short handle like this. It takes some getting used to, but because when you shave with these, you don't really want to, you're basically just balancing it on your hand, and you're letting the weight of the head do all the pressure for you. So really, when I shave with this one, you basically just kind of support it with my pinky and just kind of, let it rest on my face as I glide. This one being a little bit longer, it's kind of a little hard to kind of do that. So I kind of choke up, so you kind of have to hold this one a little bit. So lengthwise, if we look at the length here, you can kind of see the big difference in length here. But let's get some official dimensions here for you. What it's important to me in what I find very beneficial in a razor is a compact kind of sleek head, because it just makes it more maneuverable around your face, under your nose, in the bends of your chin or neck. A small head is just, for me, makes a razor blade more effective to use than kind of a bulky head. And that's actually why I returned that Future. It was just way too bulky. But if we look at handle size here, let's see how many, let me do it this way. So we're looking at roughly, I wish I had a ruler, it'd be easier, but we'll make do. So handle here, we're looking at about 87 millimeters for the handle. About 87 millimeters for the handle on this one. And the 1904, we're looking at about 74. So it kind of gives you an idea on handle size difference, 74. And then if we put it all together, fully assembled, the 1904 comes in at about 80 millimeters assembled, and the Jagger comes in at 96.5 assembled. So you can kind of see, obviously, there's a length difference. Length to me obviously isn't big of a deal. For me, it's the head size and just the overall weight. You can see this Merkur has got probably one of the sleekest, kind of thinnest heads. It just makes it very easy to maneuver. This one's actually not too bad. I mean, obviously it's a little bulkier, but overall it's still pretty sleek. And usually kind of this area that makes contact with your face, you want sleek. When it's kind of bulky, you've got more space to account for, and it kind of blocks your view. I just don't do well with bulky heads. If we throw some weights on the board here, let's take a look. Okay, let's put this to, okay, we're in ounces. Actually, let's go to grams. Okay, scale just freeze up on me here. What's going on? There we go. Okay. Okay, we're gonna zero it out. And let's put the Jagger on first. The Jagger comes in at, try to get this into focus here, 74. So 74 for the Jagger. The Merkur comes in at 64. So a 10-gram difference, and just for fun to feather, comes in at 33. So obviously this is a plastic one. So that's kind of what we're looking for the weight. As far as the length of the head, they'll probably be the same. Yeah, they're about the same width in terms of like how wide it is, and kind of gives you a little side view on the difference. So there you go. So great, great razor, great starting razor. Now, like I said, this one is a different story. It's all plastic, very light. I got it for this kind of mechanisms to kind of try it out. I used it a couple times, but one thing about this razor, it is very, very mild. It's almost, I think, honestly, if you're getting into wet shaving for the first time, I often hear the question, what's a good starting razor? And people are throwing out razors for like $40, $50, $60. I don't think that's the way to go, because you're only going to be a starter for like a couple weeks. Eventually you're going to get it. So I would not invest, $30, $40, $50 into a starter razor, right? I'd get this one. It's super cheap. I think now it's like 20 bucks on Amazon, but it's very mild, so you're not gonna risk cutting yourself. And I don't know, I mean, it's fine. It's just, like I said, it takes several passes to kind of get going, but if you're just starting out and you're trying to kind of learn kind of the angles and just kind of the concept of it, for $20, this is probably the best starter razor, because it's kind of what you're doing, just kind of starting out. And like I said, you're only going to be a starter for 2 weeks, after about 10 shaves, you'll, I think, get the hang of it. So no need to invest more than like $20, $30, into a starter razor. That's kind of what I like this one for. So I got this because I think it was like on sale for like $15, and this is kind of what I would do. I would take to travel with. So if I'm going on vacation, I'll bring this one because A, it's light, and two, if I lose it, break it, not the end of the world. So that's kind of what I use this one for. It was in my shower bag. That would, like, in my little caddy, I would pack with all my toiletries when I travel. But I also wanted to try this kind of mechanism. The one thing about these butterfly mechanisms, you see the head gets a little bulkier. So here's an example of kind of a bulky head compared to like a sleek head. You can kind of see the big difference here. So, and that's, for me, it's just kind of precision and maneuverability. Like this will get into every creak and crevice of your face, under your nose, under your chin, around your neck, around your Adam's apple. It's just very easy to maneuver this thing around. This thing being kind of big, you try to get into those tight spaces. Now, this is a mild one, so you're still going to be okay, but when I had that Merkur Future, its head was about same size, if not bulkier, and, when you put it on an aggressive setting, I would cut myself a lot. So yeah, that's it for this one. Just wanted to kind of give a quick overview on a couple of these entry-level razors. I mean, I do probably recommend this one the best out of the group for all around. I think right now you can pick this one up for $32 roughly. So I think that's a great buy. I think it's, I think it is on the medium to aggressive side of a razor. So just keep that in mind. If you're starting out, you might cut yourself a little bit. I believe this one technically is a more milder gap, but the open comb kind of increases the aggression a little bit. So I would cut myself if I wasn't careful with this one. But I like the handle. I think it's the most comfortable one. I like a short handle, and it's a good weight. What else can I say? I think that's pretty much it for these. I do have a couple higher end ones. I'm going to kind of devote a video to just those, so keep an eye out for that. I have right now I'm using, which is my current favorite, the Game Changer. I got 2 plates with it. That one is just fantastic, and I might actually pick up a Rockwell, or I really want there's a Tatra Muramusa as well, but those are kind of what I'd call a little more higher end razors, which I'll talk about in another video. But Jagger 89 and Merkur Classic 1904. I think probably a good all-around razor. Like I said, I've got 6 years of use of this one, and it still holds up. I would still keep using it, but like I said, curiosity has made me want to try out other stuff. But don't discount this feather. I think for under $20 for a travel razor and just to kind of practice on, that's a good buy as well. All right, that's it for this one. If you have any questions, let me know. Keep an eye out for a couple more videos coming up on double-edged safety razors. Like I said, I'm going to probably be picking up another 2 or 3 just to trial and error with, just to see kind of what I've been missing out for the last 13 years by using these kind of $30 ones, and see if it's worth spending $60, $100, or even $400 in some cases dollars. All right, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.